In your view, is this those effects something that would be beneficial to a boxer?
May, but stimulants are obviously tested in boxing, and I don't know if modafinil, it's certainly on WADA's list and other, so that was something that I think there may have been more than just EPO that was discussed, that Shane asked Daryl to contact the testing body, to Nevada Commission or whomever, to find out if that was on as well, but I don't recall that he selected to use that, but it may have been talked about.
Is there a way to, as of 2003, did you have an understanding as to whether there was a way to administer modafinil so that it would not show up in testing?
Stimulants are drugs that you use during the competition. They're not preparation drugs.
So the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Okay. Now, so as I understand it, when Mr. Mosley, Mr. Hudson, Mr. Valenti, and you met at that second meeting, Mr. Mosley started by saying that he wanted to use those 4 drugs that you had discussed. Correct?
Yes, the answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
What happened after Mr. Mosley said that?
I don't recall the specific order, but at that point, I began to show him how to administer the drugs.
Okay. By this time, did you have the results of the blood test back?
No, we did not.
Okay. What was there a relation between the blood tests you ordered and the administration of any of the drugs you were recommending?
Yes.
Legal or illegal?
Illegal drugs that you...
Yes, with the EPO.
Okay. And what would the drug tests lead you to conclude about the EPO treatments?
Now I'm confused.
Well, if you said there was a relationship.
I thought you meant between the blood test, meaning the CBC,
Right,
that he went to take that day at the hospital, and the use of the drugs.
right. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, yes, the relationship was that we would get his baseline hematocrit level, and we got that within 48 hours, but we knew that we wanted to increase it. There's a certain normal range that we knew that he would fall within, and once you have that, then at the end of a 2-week time frame, and after 6 injections, you measure again to see if he is responding as we suspect that he would, which is exactly what happened.
But your dosage...
And
But,
Okay.
sorry, just let him finish, please.
we used a safe dosage of 4,000 international units. It was based on his body mass, and when we got the follow-up test 2 weeks later, it worked exactly as we had predicted that it would.
Well, was there, when you say a safe dosage, there is a distinction, I would take it, between a safe dosage and an effective dosage.
EPO typically comes in 4,000 unit, 6,000 unit, and 10,000 unit vials, and you calculate the number of units based upon the body mass. So you take so much per kilogram. So when I say safe, this is known to be, and you're differentiating between what's safe and what's effective. And I guess a better way to describe it is that as a moderate dosage. It's not a high dosage. It's not, what one would consider a dangerous dosage.
But I thought that you said, and maybe I was wrong, that EPO was potentially life-threatening.
It can be if you use too high of a dosage for too long of a period of time.
Okay.
And that's the reason that you monitor.
And that's the reason why you have the CBC done.
Yes.
Okay.
CB?
CBC. Am I correct that according to you, you had Mr. Mosley inject himself with EPO on that first day before you had the CBC results.
Yes.
Okay. Going back to what happened at this meeting, what's your best recollection of what happened after Mr. Mosley told you he wanted to use the 4 drugs?
Well, there were 2 drugs that I taught him how to administer that day, right there in front of all of us. I can't recall whether it was the clear that I showed him how to use first, or if it was EPO. But I demonstrated one of those first. And
How did you demonstrate it?
well, I believe that it was the EPO. And Shane, I was sitting behind my desk, and Jim's desk is over here.
When you we're on video, so Jim's desk was to your left.
To my left, and there's a table directly across from me that there were a couple of chairs, and Shane had pulled his chair up directly across from my desk.
Behind the desk?
No, my desk
Behind
is
the table?
here. Yeah, just like that's a table over there, and this is my desk, and Jim's desk is over here. And Shane, there was 2 chairs, and he was up closer, so most of this was direct between Shane and I, and Daryl kind of sat a little behind on the right-hand side.
Let me see if I can do this just so I can understand.
Sure.
How far away is the table? Was the table from your desk?
6 or 7 feet.
Let's mark this as...
Do you want me to draw it exactly?
That would be even better.
I'll show you exactly how it was. There's a door right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's the window where I said that I could look out when they came in with
Okay.
the table was right here.
Uh-huh.
My
Well, it's all right,
desk,
because we're going to mark this as an exhibit. Oh, I'm sorry.
my desk is right here. And Jim's desk is right here.
Now, if you could mark...
There's his chair, there's my chair, and here's the 2 chairs that were across there.
So Shane was...
Well, Shane took this chair and moved it up and sat right there. Daryl sat there, Shane sat there, Victor was there, and Jim was there.
Okay, and how far was Shane sitting from you at the desk?
Directly across from my desk,
But what was the distance?
4 feet.
Okay. Can we take that document, that diagram, and mark it as an exhibit?
Do you want me to continue? Because I'll show you something that I think is also important. And so Shane took his shirt off,
Uh-huh.
and he moved his chair, and he sat right here.
Okay, can you put next to that Shane 2? But put Shane 2, so we know it was the second.
Now, I think there was probably 3 chairs here along this table. It was stacked with magazines here, but I came around the table. Shane got up and pulled his chair here. I grabbed this chair, and I sat here.
All right.
We were knee to knee.
We need to mark this so that we understand.
There's Victor and there's Shane.
But that's let's call that Victor and Shane 2.
Okay.
That's where you ended up.
Yes, and then I remember that Daryl, once we moved here, he sat down, and when I was actually teaching him how to inject, Shane was here facing me, Daryl was here, and Jim was here.
Okay.